30 degrees. We are in Selkirk, New York. I'm gonna try to get this out here. I don't have skis on this airplane, so I'm gonna try to get off the ground pretty quickly. And we'll try to take it around and do a little scenic shooting. Let's do a control check first. Left is left, right is right. Elevator, back goes up, forward goes down. Rudder, left, right. That's all good.
Hold mode.
Oh, it wasn't in hold. That wasn't good. All right. Let's do this. She looks like she's wanting to dip that left wing just a little bit. That camera on there. So that's 0 throttle now. Just coasting in. We'll try to get some scenic. It's definitely behaving just a little bit different than normal with the 2 cameras on it. Oop, I kind of lost the perception there for a second. Try bringing it in a little lower from a little further out. Oh, yeah, there's the wind. There's the wind. So it gets low and slow with the 2 cameras on there. And the wind can definitely get a hold of it. So we're flying out now. I think what I'm going to do is leave a little throttle on as we're coming around. That will help. So flying it on 3S, and I would definitely say that having 2 cameras on it is affecting the flight a little bit. There's full speed. We're gonna bring it in for a landing here. Now this is the first time I've flown it, you know, in this cold of temperatures. Ooh, that. Ooh, that was a little rough. That was a little rough. We dropped a camera. I don't think there's any damage to it. Looks like it's still rolling. So everything looks good. The flight went good. We only flew 4 minutes, and I was getting a 10.2 volt alarm on a 3S. So definitely the cold weather is definitely draining down the battery a little bit. Probably could have done myself a favor and maybe somehow blocked off the ventilation so it wasn't sucking the ice cold air in, but we'll pick back up after we check the batteries. All right, take 2 here. We're gonna take it up, bring it around. Last battery we flew for 4 minutes, and we had 43% left on it. So definitely getting a little less flight time with the ice cold temperatures. You can see our takeoff tracks right there from our last takeoff. So left, right, elevator, yep, all good.
Normal mode.
Let's do it. Downfield. A little nervous. Definitely handles pretty well. Slightly affected by having the 2 cameras on it, but nothing too bad. There's full throttle there. Definitely gets a little squirrely on full throttle. I'm thinking because that wing camera is creating drag. Now I'm at 0 throttle now, and I would estimate, yeah, see when it starts to get reduced airspeed, it gets a little, so at high airspeed it gets a little squirrely with 1 camera off to the side like that, and at really low speeds it gets squirrely, and the wind just hit it. Definitely behaves differently hauling the weight around. It'll usually just kind of glide along and stay relatively flat, whereas now when it starts to get slow or it gets real fast, it's pitching around a little more. The titanium trainer has a 59-inch wingspan, and I think we'll see less of a response from that aircraft to the cameras. This is a 49-inch wingspan, and this is a 3S system, so it's just a smaller, lighter airplane. I think when we get up there with the titanium trainer with a 6S battery in it, you know, and 10 more inches of wing, we'll get a smoother, less responsive to the wind. I'd give this a try on this airplane, and it's doing pretty well. I mean, it certainly doesn't have any sort of issue doing it. I like this airplane because it just packs up so easy, and you know, I can just throw it in my truck in one piece and you know, kind of quickly get it around, whereas I can't put the titanium trainer in the back of my truck without taking the wings off of it. So then when I get to the field, you know, I've got to put the wings on and everything like that, whereas with this plane, you know, I just stick the wheels in that double bungee cord that I bought, and it holds it right in one spot, and that's it, and I don't have to do anything else. It's kind of nice. That double bungee cord also has, it's got like a plastic ring in the middle, so the airplane can't slide past that point. And it's also got these rubber pieces on it that you can slide in that really hold the plane in place. I mean, that system works really well. This battery seems to be holding up a little better. I'll tell you, I think that other battery has been overflown at one point or another. Try to do a little bit larger of a circle on this one. So that's 6 minutes. Wow. So I don't want to play around. We'll bring it in for a landing with the cold. But I think this battery is good. This is a much better battery. Shooting the gap here between the trees. So what happened was with that going to hold mode here on this little camera, I used a curved mount, and the surface of that wing is just really not curved enough, and the double-sided tape let go. So good thing that these GoPros are pretty tough little cameras. So this is the second time in a row this thing let go on landing, and this little camera took a nice little tumble through the snow. You can see it's all wet, and hopefully, I mean, it seems to be working fine. The numbers are still running, seems to be recording good. But there it is, the OMP Bighorn. So 49-inch wingspan, 3S system. And we'll get some telemetry data on maximum speed there and take a look at where it starts getting unstable for the minimum speed. Flying one camera up underneath and one off the right wing. And we'll get some shots there and see how it looks. All right, so we're going to take it up here for flight number 3, and we just have the one camera mounted now, so we should be able to get a little lower, fly a little harder. December 27th out here. December 27th is 30 degrees.
Normal no.
Hold off, left, right, elevator, up, down, rudder, good to go, holds off. We have almost no wind. It's about 28, 29 degrees. Well, it's probably up around 30 degrees now. So pretty nice for this time of year. Oh yeah, okay. Definitely feel like it flies a little sportier with just the one camera on it. I feel like it also responds better to the lower speeds. The wind is crabbing it. It's crabbing it. Take it out, we'll do the teardrop. Hopefully you guys aren't blinded by the sun there. I'm gonna cut to the right, swing it around. To fly with the wind, so not the best way to approach the runway, but yeah, and sure enough, it's getting a little squirrely. See the approach from a different angle. Nose it over. Oh yeah, I definitely feel like it flies different with only one camera. It's much more forgiving. It just gets a little squirrely when it's going slow with the two cameras on there. And I think especially because the second one is out on one wing. Wind's wanting to roll it over. We got a little wind now. We probably have a good 10-mile-an-hour wind. So there's full throttle. Now, and that's on 3S. So we'll see what we get for numbers with that. Bring it around. Oh yeah, that's a much better approach to the field. I'm still a little bit off to one side. Exactly see where those trees are at, so I don't want to go too. That last battery was at 10% when I flew it for 7 minutes, so the cold is definitely having an effect on the batteries. too low, but should have a nice view of the field from there. Not gonna cross our safety line. So we've got no wind now, so I'm gonna try to fly down the runway the other way while we have no wind. It's pretty high. What a great airplane, I'll tell you. The thing really does fly well. Tons of power for days on 3S. Yeah, there should be some good views there of the snow. And a lot of the snow is melted, but the ground, I'll tell you, the ground is frozen solid. Whew, man, that sun is bright. Ooh, that was ugly. Hey, the wind just really grabbed it. I'm glad I wasn't any lower. I'm bringing it for a nice long approach. Coming into the wind, do a nice long approach here. I'm a little higher than I expected to be. A little bit off to one side. I'm gonna pull it down just a little bit earlier this time. I don't want to go down to 10% again. Boy, that wind really slowed it down. So this is another one of those airplanes that really taxis good. I mean, this thing taxis like a scared animal. I mean, there's snow on the ground out here, and so there it is, OMP Bighorn doing a snow fly out here. Ground frozen solid, snow on the ground. And this thing's a champ. Flying it on 3S 2200 batteries and getting all of 6.5 minutes and coming down at like 15-20%. So I mean, probably be better off, you know, holding, you know, landing it at like 5 minutes and having a little more left, but should be fine. Bring the batteries home and charge them up. Go into hold mode, pick it up. Get it over here to the stand.